Oh no. Today I'm going to be installing an onboard welder in my truck, and I'm going to try out another mobile welding option that could get you by in a pinch. When you're off-roading and you break down, you basically have two options. You can either tow it out or you can try to fix it on the spot and get it out under its own power. If the terrain's really rugged or you're somewhere really remote, often fixing it on the spot is much more appealing. There are a lot of different mobile welding options out there, from full-on engine-driven welders that are huge and expensive and probably not practical for off-roading, to the sketchiest of just hooking a couple batteries together. And that is the one that I want to try first right now. You can stick weld by just hooking together a couple of car batteries. And I've done that on some recoveries on the past with varied results. And we're going to try it right now in the shop and see how good of a weld we can get. So I've got to go scrounge up a couple of car batteries. I got that one out of the Cherokee. This one's right under the table by the shop winch. We're also going to need these. You can see my setup here is two different size batteries and two random pairs of jumper cables that I found. I think these came from Harbor Freight, and this is an old pair from Sears. I don't think they're around anymore. Probably a bad idea to join with Kmart, but we're gonna give these a try. So we need to hook these batteries together, positive to negative. We want it to be in series so we get our 24 volts. This negative side, I will just clamp to the table as my ground. That should work. This positive terminal over here is gonna hook up to my electrodes. I've got a few sticks right here of 7018. That's my favorite. No, these weren't stored properly. They've been sitting for a long, long time in the open air, but they'll be fine. It'll be just fine. This set of jumper cables is gonna be my stinger. So I will clamp my electrode in here. All right, should be ready to weld. What's gonna happen? These jumper cables are cracking. That's bad. We're gonna ignore that. I've got a pile of test scraps of steel. 1/8 inch, 3/16, 1/4 inch. We'll give it all a try here with these electrodes. We're gonna adjust the ground clamp. I can barely keep an arc going. That's not working very good. I can barely keep the arc going with the 1/8 inch rod. I'm going down to the 3/32. Wow, this is going even worse than I imagined. Let's try smaller steel. This is just not working good. I've got a little tiny bit of a bead. The steel is stuck together, but that's awful. So here's some 1/8 inch. Let's try this. See how we do. Oh, better. Ooh, this thing's getting hot. That one's cooked. I'm embarrassed to show you, but these are the results of my test. I really thought I'd be able to do better than that. That went way worse than I thought. It's so bad that I'm gonna charge both of these batteries for an hour or two just to make sure this wasn't a dead or low battery problem. I charged both of these for a couple of hours. I'm gonna try this one more time. That's not really working any better than it was last time. Years back, I fixed a broken knuckle on a Jeep that was out on a trail called Papa Smurf. I think we used 3 batteries, but it was the same thing. I could only strike an arc for a few seconds at a time. We hobbled it off the mountain and got it back to a trailer, but that wasn't a great setup. This isn't a great setup. Let's try to do something else. Long ago, I installed a Premier Power Welder alternator in this truck, and that's what I've been using for my alternator. But today I want to install the rest of the system in here so that I can use it as a welder. There's a box that I need to install over here, a bunch of wiring that needs to get done, and then it'll allow my alternator to also work as the power supply for a stick welder. So I'm gonna get out all the parts, figure out how this goes in here, and I'll bring you along for the ride. This is the whole setup for the welder. There's a few wires here that connect up to the battery, a couple other wires to connect. This box needs to get mounted somewhere under the hood. And these cables I can put in a pack out box in the back somewhere. I'll just use these when I'm welding. I think there's some mounting holes on the back here. Yeah, right there. So I need to build a bracket that attaches to these, and we'll mount this under the hood. I was gonna mount it back on the firewall, but it'll be hard to get to. So I'm thinking about mounting it right under here somewhere. I could build a bracket to attach it to this, and I think I can flip that around so these wires won't be in the way, and it'll tuck up nicely right in there. I've got an idea for the brackets. I'm gonna get to work. I found this angle iron in the scrap pile. I'm gonna cut these up and start shaping them. I'm gonna trim off a little bit extra material here that isn't really needed. It doesn't add any strength. I cleaned up this bracket a little bit. Now I'm gonna mark where my holes need to go. This is a spacer somewhere right in here. Because of their weird shape, I'm just gonna drill these by hand in the vise. Time for a test fit. Oh yeah, that's perfect. How about this one? Beautiful. Just deburring the holes on these, and then I'm gonna paint them. At least I'll put on that weld through primer before I put them on, and I'll also paint the bar in the truck. I won't be able to get in there again between those surfaces, so this is the time to do it. The brackets are all dried off now, and they're ready to weld into the truck. Let me show you how these are gonna work. Like that. I'll bolt the power box to them while I weld it in so it keeps everything in line. Time to weld this in. I'm ready to weld this into place here, and I've just got like 4 1-inch welds that I want to do. Front and back side of this. I've got a bunch of wet rags in here blocking off what I don't want to get weld spatter onto. I think I'm ready to go. The ones in the back will be a little trickier to get to, but it shouldn't be too bad. Never mind, it's gonna be bad. Can't get my head in here with the welding helmet on. Oh no. Ah, holy cow. All this paper's burning. Oh, that was bad. Oh, still on fire. Oh. Aw, look at that. It was so pretty. That's just soot. It'll clean up, but I was trying so hard to protect it to keep it pretty, and I left all that paper in there from when I painted it. Yeah, that was a really bad idea. I'll clean it up. It's gonna be fine. Everything will be fine. Fortunately, he uses really good wire. The harness burned right up, but the wire looks just fine. Let's see what we can do about this box. Just gonna tape up this harness where it melted off so it'll look better. I feel a little bad. Instead of having like a new shiny look down here, I'm gonna have this like well-worn, used, rustic look. Now that that's mounted, I can focus on the wiring. I've got a couple things in here that need to be connected. I've got a couple things that need to be removed, and everything in here can get cleaned up. This wiring is really a mess. This voltage regulator isn't needed anymore. It can go. Oh, what a mess. That can go.
Hey Tom, you ready to stop for lunch? I got something better than a PBJ today. When our kids were young, it was hard to get dinner on the table every single night. So glad I discovered HelloFresh. With their easy to follow recipes and pre-portioned ingredients, I can get dinner on the table in no time. Now that we're empty nesters, it's easy to get caught in a rut with the same recipes every week.
It can be tricky to cook for just 1 or 2 people. HelloFresh allows you to customize your order for any family size. No more eating leftovers for days and days.
And no more throwing out moldy containers. Oh, gross.
We're always trying to find ways to add more protein to our meals, and they have over 15 high-protein recipes every week.
For lunch today, I made creamy shrimp bacon spaghetti.
We've used HelloFresh for years and love it, and we think you will too. Take advantage of the new HelloFresh by using code TomTomFM at HelloFresh.com to get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. 1 free meal per box with active subscription. Free meals applied at discount on first box. New or returning subscribers only. Varies by plan. Sign up today. Click the link below to use my code TomTomFM at HelloFresh.com.
What'd you think of lunch today?
That was scrumptious. I'm ready to get back to work or take a nap.
Sounds good to me.
I'm back, and I've been out here routing and zip tying wires, trying to clean up the mess we've got. So I've got a few that need to route around this side, and I've found some wire loom that I can use. I'm gonna clamp this along the edge so it'll clean all that up. I got a couple of different clamps here. I got a bin full of old clamps. I like these. I think they're called P-clamps. I've also heard them called rubber cushion clamps or addle clamps. I'm gonna use a couple of those. And then I've got these kits here too. This is more for like fuel line and brake line, but these will work too. This made for you stuff is really nice, these little nylon clamps. So I got a couple of spots that I will use some of these. I'm gonna get the wire loom going. This is the main wire for the fuel injection computer. I need to shorten it up and connect this straight to the battery. This is looking a lot better right here. It's really clean, but I've got 3 more wires that need to hook up to the positive side. So of course, the amazing Ron Francis wiring harness came with a solution. It's got this awesome little remote junction block that I can mount somewhere for all those positive wires to hook up to. I'm gonna mount mine right over here. Came with this nice big beefy roll of wire. Eventually I'll get one of those junction blocks for my grounds, but right now I'm just gonna keep hooking them up to the battery terminal. The last 2 wires I have to hook up are coming straight from the Premier Power Welder. And I've tried routing them forward and then I tried backwards and I think I've switched to forward again. I'm gonna trim these down so they'll come right over to the terminals and there won't be any extra. Somewhere in there. I'm gonna switch over to this style of battery lug because I like them better. You can attach lots of things to them. And I found this cool clamp that's got 2 just the right size holes that'll work good with this battery cable. I'm gonna build a bracket right now to attach it to this tube. This is some scrap from the last brackets I made, and this is the size tube that I'm gonna be attaching to. So I'm just gonna cut a piece out about that big. My part is ready to weld in, and I'm gonna get rid of the paper because I don't want any fires this time. We'll just try the wet rag only. It's gonna go right in there. I am super close to firing up this welder, but I have to stop here for a little bit because we're going up to Idaho for a few days. I will bring you along with us. Don't worry, things will be just fine here because I'm leaving Orangey in charge. You gonna be a shop cat? I don't know if he can do it. We're on the road right now and we're going to help my daughter Jessie move. She's got a new apartment they're going into and we're going to be climbing the tallest mountain in Idaho. Should be super fun.
It's a gorgeous day, 90 degrees. Great day for a road trip.
I'm going to make a stop really quick at Maverick because there's something important I need to pick up. We made it to Idaho. We've got all this stuff loaded up here and we're putting it in the house right now. How you feeling about the new place?
Excited.
Awesome. This is going good.
Can I step off the brakes? We've got all the big stuff moved. Thanks, Dad.
We're headed right now to go hike Bora Peak. We're gonna drive in tonight, camp overnight, and then wake up at 4 in the morning and start climbing this mountain. It's gonna take us all day. It is the tallest mountain in Idaho, and it's kind of something you just have to go do. So I've got all my kids here with me.
Hi. Hello. Pray for us.
Wish us luck, it's a big hike. This is gonna go good. All right, it's 4 a.m. We're getting ready to leave here. It wasn't much of a campsite. We just slept right here in the dirt.
It was actually horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know about horrible. I liked it.
Every car.
It was fabulous.
Charming. I woke up once.
Homie. What?
All right, we ready to roll?
Yep.
Rock on.
We've been going for about an hour, hour and a half, and I think we've done a little over a mile. This hike is so steep, but we've gained some good elevation. Look back there. We'll check in another mile. How's it going?
Good. Really pretty. When I'm having a hard time, I just remember the sparkles that I'm wearing, and then I smile.
Love the sparkles. This whole mountain's waking up. It looks awesome. We made it up pretty high. Bora's behind us. We're gonna keep moving. Down, really.
Yep, that was. Yep, that was the worst part. Made it to the top. Gorgeous up here.
Jesse, how you doing?
Just relaxing.
Ethan, good?
Good, hanging in there.
Katie?
Cheers.
Okay, here we all are at the very tippy top of Bora. Down signing the book right now. Put all our names in there.
We made it.
We'll do. Good job, everybody.
Yay.
Thanks. We were all very exhausted on the top, so we ate our bag of Swedish fish, which is an old family tradition. Then we headed back down. We did it. We made it all the way back to the trucks. It's official. All 5 of us survived. We were all the way up there.
Yay.
Good job, everybody.
So high up.
Rock on.
We're heading to Pickles for dinner. It's
Yeah,
the.
we are.
Yummy.
Is it the only restaurant in Arco? Maybe.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
All right, that's where we're going. So it's been 2 days since we climbed Bora, and we are on our way home now. And my legs are killing me, so it's a good day to be sitting in the car for a long drive.
I didn't climb Bora. My legs feel amazing. 78 degrees, overcast, and we're headed south.
I can barely stand up. I think this is going to be our only pit stop. We'll be back home in no time. I'm back in the shop. I'm still hobbling around a little bit, but it's time to finish this project up. So I've got a couple of wires here that need to be connected, some battery terminals to install. I got my bracket in down here. I just need to hook these up, then we should be able to test this out. This positive one is the main one I want to get figured out today. So let's get this one swapped out. That's the new one going on. This is the little clamp I'm using. I know there's a lot of debate on whether or not these should be soldered on or crimped on, but today I'm going with crimping. Let's see how this big crimper does. It kind of smashes or pinches that edge right there, but seems like it's in there really good. So we'll just heat shrink it and we'll never know. Oh, that's looking good on there. Just a couple little things to tighten up here. I'm gonna clean up this one the same way by putting on this new battery terminal. Everything's put together now. I've got the ground side all wired up. It's time to fire up the truck and give the welder a try. I made this little plastic wedge to stick in the throttle and control the engine speed, and that'll control the welder output. I'm gonna fire up the truck and we'll give this a try. I'm ready to go over here, and I'm using the exact same setup I used before. I'm just gonna weld on the back side of this piece. I used that little wedge to get the RPM right in the middle of the welding zone. Oh, this is working a lot better. Oh my gosh, this is easy. Let's get out the chipping hammer. Wow, that looks a lot better. That worked fantastic on 1/4 and 1/8 inch material. I want to push it to the limit though, so I've got some really thick stuff here and a spindle off a Dana 60 that I'm going to try to weld together. This is actually going to be the pivot for a giant teeter-totter that I'm making for the farm. You can check it out there someday. If I can weld this together, it should handle any off-road project. It took 4 passes to get the weld built up this high, but it went great. I'm having no trouble welding with this 1/8 inch rod. If I do this all the way around, I'm confident that this teeter-totter will live a long, long time. There's one more thing I want to try out with this welder, and that is the AC outlet right over here. A lot of the tools that I use all the time are actually universal AC/DC motors, and they should work in that little socket. So let's see which ones do. So this grinder right here says that it's AC and DC, and it has the little universal symbol. And this other Makita grinder has the universal symbol, but it doesn't say anything. So I think it'll work. This other grinder is a Makita over on the shelf, but it just shows the AC symbol. So I'm not even gonna give that one a try. I've got an extension cord hooked up right now. I got my voltage dialed in. I'm gonna see if these grinders will work. Let's just see if it'll go at all. Oh yeah, it seems to run just fine. All right, let's try the DeWalt. I wanna do some grinding with it, make sure it actually has good power. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. It's working. Let's grind on this right here. The grinder here worked absolutely perfect. I wouldn't have even known that it was running on DC power. I expected there to be some kind of a difference in the RPM or in the strength when I started to load it. It worked exactly like it works all the time. That's fantastic because the grinder is the #1 tool that I'm gonna need if I'm doing any kind of welding remotely. To be able to use the grinder and the welder together is a huge plus of this setup. I'm feeling very good about this setup, and I'm actually looking forward to breaking down off-road somewhere. Let me know in the comments below what your off-the-grid welder setup looks like and the crazy stuff that you've done with it. And as always, thanks for watching.